Welcome to Impact Signals, social impact at the scale of AI. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Sarah.
It's Wednesday, March 18th, 2026, episode 33. Today we're looking at field deployments and case studies. What's actually working when AI meets humanitarian operations on the ground?
And we're starting with a partnership that's been quietly building for 6 years and now has 30 active projects.
ETH Zurich, EPFL, and the International Committee of the Red Cross run a joint initiative called Engineering for Humanitarian Action. Yesterday, they published an update. Roughly 30 projects either completed or underway, several of them AI-driven.
2 stand out. The first is called Humanitarian Crisis Detection with Nightlight. It uses satellite-based nightlight data, which is available in near real-time and at no cost, combined with deep learning to automatically spot unusual patterns. When illumination changes suddenly in a region, that signals shifts in human activity, population movement, or infrastructure damage.
And this is especially useful in remote or communications-compromised areas where traditional monitoring just doesn't reach. The system flags anomalies that would otherwise take weeks to surface through conventional reporting channels.
The second project is AI for forecasting and demand planning. This is a follow-on to a tool that in 2023 helped the ICRC save over $4 million by optimizing medical supply chain planning. The successor applies machine learning to historical order data to improve future medical product forecasts.
$4 million in verified savings from a single AI deployment. That's a concrete ROI number that humanitarian budget officers can point to. And the model is replicable. University consortium plus humanitarian organization, academic rigor plus field deployment.
They've also built an earthquake early warning system in Guatemala that sends SMS alerts to phones before tremors hit populated areas, and a cybersecurity workstream addressing state-sponsored attacks on humanitarian data systems.
Moving to Latin America, Nature published a piece today on Brazil's new national AI disaster preparedness agent.
This is called INCT-SiM-AI, coordinated by Professor Soraia Raupp Musse at the Pontifical Catholic University of Rio Grande do Sul. It's one of the first large-scale national initiatives to integrate AI, simulations, and citizen participation into a disaster preparedness tool aimed at individual households.
Individual households, that's the key distinction. For each household, the system stores an address and particular needs related to potential evacuations, then combines that with public data from state emergency management agencies.
They've already built a preliminary tool that functions as what they call a Google Maps from the past. Residents can look up water levels for a specific address and date during the 2024 Porto Alegre flood. A full pilot is expected later this year.
The investment is 11 million reais, about $2 million over 5 years. Interdisciplinary, computer science, AI, psychology, social sciences. The project launched in July 2025, after the southern Brazil floods that affected 2 million people and killed nearly 200.
And in February of this year, dozens more died in Minas Gerais from floods and landslides. The need is immediate. What's distinctive here is the emphasis on bridging the gap between computational risk models and actual human decision-making at the household level.
Next, a structural shift in humanitarian partnerships. On March 16th, SANY Foundation and the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Action signed a Memorandum of Understanding during Humanitarian Networks and Partnerships Week in Geneva.
SANY Foundation becomes the first Chinese corporate foundation to formalize a cooperation framework with OCHA. The MoU covers disaster preparedness, emergency response, and early recovery.
SANY is an industrial conglomerate, heavy construction machinery for debris clearance, road restoration, search and rescue. They've deployed in Turkey and Myanmar earthquakes, flood relief in Indonesia and the U.S. This agreement also supports their Global Machinery Relief Alliance, which pools equipment, technology, and logistics networks.
The timing matters. Traditional Western donor funding is contracting. Estimates range from 34 to 45% reductions. Integrating Chinese industrial capacity into UN humanitarian architecture is a practical diversification of response capability.
Shifting to the Pacific, Tropical Cyclone Upia is threatening Papua New Guinea's Milne Bay Province outer islands as of this morning. The PNG National Weather Service and GDAX are monitoring.
Pacific Islands remain one of the critical geographic gaps in both early warning coverage and humanitarian AI deployment. Outer island communities in PNG have limited access to the forecasting infrastructure that mainland populations rely on.
This is exactly the scenario where cost-effective AI weather forecasting, like the NVIDIA Earth 2 models running at $1,400 to $1,700 per month that we've covered in recent academic literature, could have outsized impact for island states.
Also this week, Google.org launched a $30 million AI for Government Innovation Challenge. It's a global open call for nonprofits, social enterprises, and academic institutions partnering with governments. Selected organizations get between $1 and $3 million, plus Google Cloud credits and mentorship.
They're specifically looking for generative and agentic AI, systems that can autonomously plan and execute complex workflows. Focus areas include health, resilience, and economy. The resilience track explicitly includes disaster response use cases.
That's the tension running through all of today's stories. The tools are being built. EHA's 30 projects, Brazil's household-level agent, Google's funding. But the crises aren't waiting.
Before we go, events. NVIDIA GTC 2026 is underway through Friday in San Jose with an AI for Good track. The Disasters Expo opens today in Miami Beach, 2 days of emergency management technology. Next week, the AAAI Spring Symposium on AI plus Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief runs March 24th through 26th at Stanford. And RightsCon 2026 starts March 28th in Nairobi, covering digital rights and AI governance.
A busy stretch for anyone working at the intersection of AI and humanitarian operations.
That's Impact Signals for Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. If this briefing is useful, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out at impactsignals.ai and share it with someone working in the field.
Stay ready.